and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm Mary Trimble with your readings for June the 10th through June the 17th. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm feeling great. That was just a little tickle in my throat. Thank you all for all of those who got readings with me on Instant Go. I had a great time. You know, it's a perfect way to ask me, a question. I happened to be up late. Somebody asked me a question at like 11 p.m. and I was able to answer them. So it's great. Also, please join me on Patreon. It's another way of promoting me. Check that out. I believe, I always get this wrong. So I said I'm going to remember, but I don't know if it's this side or this side. Anyway, at the beginning of me reading, these are for your sun, moon, and rising signs. So please, if you want a personal reading, you can find that information in the show more section below. All the other links to the other videos will be below also, so don't forget that. Now, if you haven't been here before, welcome. I'm so happy that you join me, and I really hope you'll come back. Please don't forget to like my videos, share them on your social media, comment, I read every comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're coming back, I love you guys. I think it's wonderful that you come back, and I really, really appreciate you. So thank you. Thank you for always liking, always commenting. There's a core group that always do that, and you keep me on point. You keep me coming back to do this. So now let's go to the astrology report for the week. Now on the 12th, Mercury moves into Cancer. This can kind of be kind of emotionally intense. It can emotionally intensify our thought process. So we may kind of think of things a little biased, and be careful not to take things personally at this time. Be aware of that. On the 13th, we have the new moon in Gemini. Now the new moon is about intentions, right? Writing your intentions down. We're probably going to feel a little antsy. We've come out of kind of the spring, the winter, now we're in summer. It's like we're raring to go, right? So this is a good time for a trip. We're going to want change. We want newness. We want change. So it's a good time to take a trip or, plan a trip. Now on the same day, Venus moves into Leo. Darling, we might be feeling a little theatrical. Maybe we want to express ourselves in a theatrical way. Maybe we want to wear color. We want to stand out. We want to look beautiful. And, how we want to present ourselves to the world. I'm laughing because I'm going to a 1920s party and it's going to be very theatrical. Not that I'm not theatrical anyway, with the Leo rising. So then on the 14th, Venus squares Uranus. This is kind of an awkward, socially awkward time. I definitely wouldn't plan any kind of romantic date or get together. I think the 14th is a good day to do something spiritual, maybe some alone time, some me time, pampering yourself or meditating is a perfect thing to do on this day. So that's it for the astrological report. Let's go to your reading, shall we? Hello, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is your reading for June the 11th through June the 17th. And the first card up for you guys is the 5 of Wands. There's some kind of fighting going on. Sometimes this is at work, but it could be at home. There's bickering. It's like one of those bickering kind of, it's not major fights, but it's kind of something, when this comes up, it's saying that you've got to handle it, right? You've got to handle it with creativity, not combatively. It's not going in and saying, it's not about winning the battle. It's about coming at it from a very creative way, handling it in a way that's good for everyone, right? Not just you. It's not about you winning. It's about everybody getting what they want in a way, or compromising in some way. So it's handling the battle in a creative way. Now, clarifying it, there are two things, two cards. The first one actually is the Three of Pentacles, which is learn. This is about becoming an expert. So this is about learning all you can about this situation, right? Really studying the situation for what it is and learning what you can from it. There's a blessing in every lesson, right? And then you've got the Ace of Cups, which is a gift from the universe. This is a gift of intuition and psychic ability. And this is about, this is my cup floweth over. This is an emotional beginning. This is like, look, I feel that if you handle this in a creative way, you are going to feel emotionally fulfilled, right? And you will feel you're coming from a higher perspective, so you're going to feel really good. You're going to feel the love when you handle this. It's so satisfying. Now, so you've got two fives. This is like change. Change is coming for you. This is definitely about change. Now, this is, look, the Five of Swords. This is stop fighting. This is stop that battle. It's knowing when to cut your losses. This is a kind of a battle that you've been fighting, this same old battle for a long time. Maybe it's with your lover. But this battle has been going on and you can't win. You can't. And you're going to have to really look at the truth in this situation and understand that you can't win. And it's like, look, just because you didn't win the battle doesn't mean you won't win the war. So this is about cutting your losses right now and retreating, sometimes admitting that you're wrong. There's power in that, right? There's humility. And people respect that, because sometimes you don't want to give up this battle because, of your ego. But sometimes when you give up and you admit that you're wrong in this situation, you kind of have a lot of power, more so than the winner, right? Because you're admitting that perhaps, you're saying, I can't win this battle, and you are admitting it, not only to yourself, but to the other person. Now, clarifying it, you have the Nine of Rods. Now, this is also about a battle, right? He's been in battle for ages. He's not happy with how it's turned out, right? It's a losing battle. He's not happy with how it's turned out. He's very disappointed. He's exhausted. He wants to give up. He wants to just go away, move on. But when this card comes up, it's saying retreat, heal from all the wounds, right? Lick your wounds, get your strength back, and then come back. Come back with renewed wisdom, knowing how you've lost and why you lost it and what happened in the past, and coming back with renewed vigor and inspiration and strength and energy, right? Because you've lost the energy and the strength. You've been beaten. And right next to it is the High Priestess, darling. It's about meditation. It's about turning to her, turning inward. That's where you're going to find all this wisdom and knowledge, and she's going to make all that information available to you. It's about knowing thyself, if you will. It's really about learning as much as you can about yourself. And you've got the Knight of Pentacles. It really is about moving on. The Knight of Pentacles, he's the Green Knight, right? And knights are all about movement, right? But this knight is very, what's the word I'm looking for? He contemplates, he looks at the terrain, he weighs his pros and cons, and he makes a very educated, wise and informed strategic move. He moves forward slowly and methodically and strategically. He doesn't rush in, You know, he's not rash. He thinks about his movement before he moves. He thinks about his next move. He's like a chess player, if you will, right? So this is saying really keep moving, but go slow, you know, tread carefully, you know. Now, clarifying this, we have the we have the Page of Swords, right? Now, the Page of Swords is also ready to like chop people down, right? The Page of Swords can be, he's known as the messenger. Pages are messengers, right? And the swords can like give you messages that are kind of, you know, they're like, you know, you feel them. They're kind of, you know, they're kind of brutal honesty. And they're hard to hear. This information sometimes is hard to hear, but we need to hear it. And I'm seeing that you kind of really need to learn some lessons here, Aries, that you've got a lot of work to do internally. But also this page can also, look, she's young or he's young and has worked very hard to get where they're at, but they are ready to go on to the next level. So that's also a message here. It's keep it moving, darling. But as in the night, you have to move slowly and carefully and contemplate your next move. Don't just rush in rashly. Really think it through. Now, let's pull the Whispers of Love cards for single Aries first, and then we'll pull a card for Aries in a relationship. So, what wonderful blessings and messages do we have for Aries, single Aries? Oh, there it is. Miracles and blessings. This is what your reading's saying. It's like miracles and blessings. Everything has its gift. So even defeat has its gift of knowledge and wisdom, right? So you have to look for the blessing in every lesson and look for the magic in every moment. This is like seeing the blessings everywhere. Start looking for them and then you'll see them. Now let's pull a card for Aries in relationships. Let's see what we have. Let's see what we have. What wonderful blessings, messages, and guidance do the Whispers of Love angels have for Aries in relationships? What wonderful blessings, guidance, messages do the Whispers of... Oh, I think that's it. Oh, maybe no. Nope, I thought it was coming, but it didn't. What wonderful messages. That's it. There it is. Okay. New love. Oh, embrace this new opportunity of love that is here. This may pertain to work opportunities or spiritual growth, or falling in love with your partner all over again. But whatever it is, whatever the situation is, whether it's your work, whether it's your lover, or whether you've moved on to somebody else, who knows? Only you can answer that question. Aries, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share it on your social media, comment, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Mwah! I love you all, and I'll see you next week. To inquire about or purchase any of Mary's services, please email mary@liveinthesolution.com.